Hello everyone. Good evening. If you have joined this session, then please do let me know if you can hear me clearly, see me. All right. Okay. So we have just got started a little earlier than the given time. Hi Setu. Good evening. Fine, we'll get started with the passage, and today I'll not take more than 30 minutes of yours, where we'll just be discussing this passage within 30 minutes, analyzing it, and then getting the answers done. Setu, if you got some time, or anyone else who got some time to, just go through this and understand what it was all about, what was the theme or the main idea of the passage, then do let me know. Hi, Ria, good evening. So you can just let me know quickly about that. What was the theme of this RC? And then we can discuss what exactly is the answer to every question. And yes, before I reveal the answer of any question, I would love to know the answers from your end also. See, no one is going to judge you if you're right or wrong, except for yourself, because you yourself will be able to understand where you went wrong, why a particular option is wrong. Okay, so anyone about the theme of the passage? When you read this passage, you must have read it before. Hi Rupali, good evening. So you must have read it before and you must have realized that, all right, something is the major topic here. And this was quite a, I should say, very, very different topic compared to others. And that's why I told you that I challenge you to give me the answers for this. This was one of the nice RC passages we really come across. So we'll get started, okay, by reading the first paragraph in the same process like our previous session. Okay, we'll make notes out of it so that we'll do it in the same way as we do in our exam. So Setu says connection of people with dead people's atma. Yes, correct, Setu. That's the almost that's the right connection, or that's the right theme you have found out. How people connect with the souls of the dead people. Whether this is true, whether this is not, how they comfort themselves by doing that is all about the major theme or the idea of this RC. So we'll have a look quickly. मैंने तो भेज दिया था. Yes, Riya, yes, correct. But जो जो wrong हुए थे उसके correct answers तो मैंने आपको नहीं बताया, तो we'll discuss that over here. At first sight, so we'll start, and any word which you do not understand, please write it in the chat so that I can define that word for you. See, this is not necessary in the real time RC solving. कई बार ऐसा होता है that there are certain words which we do not understand, and we should literally not spend a lot of time searching the meaning of that. So that's why what we'll do here is we'll try to do the same, but in case अगर ऐसा आपको लगे कि इस particular word का तो बिल्कुल ही meaning समझ में नहीं आ रहा and इससे related दूसरा sentence भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा, then you can tell me, I'll help you with the meaning of the word. Let's start with the first sentence. I'll do no highlighting. Okay, I'll just use a temporary spotlight. That's to just for you people to understand where am I right now. So at the first sight, these mounds look like deposits of rubble. Okay, what's rubble here exactly? So see, without knowing what's rubble, don't you think it will be difficult for us to proceed? Can be. Hey, hi Michael, good afternoon. So I should call you Michael only. Okay, so rubble is fragments of stones, bricks and concrete. All right. In fact, they are, yes, very nice, Setu. That's right. It's stones. Very good. So I'll continue with the second line. In fact, they are kians in memory of people who had led the shortest of lives. That means the people who died early. That's a memory for them. Alongside the statues of Jizo, the protector of children, and the voyagers are plastic toy windmills. So see, basically this represents a historical example. Wow, Setu, very good. Okay, so this shows what? This shows a historical example how beside the statue of Zizo, who was considered as, okay, who was considered as the protector of children, was there, and beside his statue we kept all the plastic toys like windmills in cheerful shades of pink, blue and yellow, something for the babies and children to play with on the other side. On the other side reflects what? On the other side reflects the other side of the world, the dead people. Who is this protector of children? Jizo. This is an example of the person who is dead, who protected the children, and in this process he died. So unko presently, unko represent karte hue we are writing, or the author is writing this thing. Heaven. से तू कैसे पता heaven या hell? Anyway, so what's the takeaway? That is more important here. What is the takeaway from the first paragraph? The takeaway from the first paragraph is author's description. So I'll write passage 1, notes, and we'll make notes here. So we'll go to the first para and we'll write that in the first para, what did the author tried saying up? Yes, yes. Okay, yes, Michael. Heaven and hell both can be the conditions. That's right. So over here, if we check, the author is trying to give examples on how people still, keep dead people in memory. So example of how living people remember the dead ones. Okay. See, this is a very long line I wrote. You can write it in any easy way possible. Hi Shine, good evening. Okay, so that's the first paragraph takeaway. Not a very important one, but still we can just note it down. You never know when it is important. I'm not reading the questions first. The process I told you long back. For especially these kind of RCs, I'll not prefer you doing that. Okay. Hi Aviraj. Yeah, okay, nice. Okay, so over here we see that the second paragraph says this is a place caught between the living and the dead. Okay, now this is English here. Okay, Aviraj. So this is a place caught between the living and the dead. Oh, hi JK. You can just tell me your name if possible. I will be able to address you better because I'll be asking some questions. Okay, this is place caught between the living and the dead, the summit of a volcanic mountain known as the Osirizon, Mount Fear, situated, okay, where is my spotlight? Situated at the northern tip of Japan's main island and long regarded as an entrance to the underworld. Warm vapors waft from the rough rocky terrain. So just try to imagine this. ज़्यादा सोचना नहीं है हमें इसमें, हमें सिर्फ यहाँ पे ये सोचना है कि ये कैसा दिख रहा होगा. That's all. Okay. Now next is through the gravelled courtyard and cavernous wooden buildings of Buddhist temple complex. क्या ज़रूरत है हमें इस चीज़ों की मीनिंग को जानने की? कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. It's just an example. It's just a depiction. और इस depiction से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला. Bodai Ji, run by the Soto Zen sect. This is the name of the Buddhist temple complex. ज़रूरी है? I don't think so. Yes. Thank you, Setu. So sulfur and incense mix in the air. So that's the ambience they are talking about. Of course, it's a Buddhist temple, no? So there must be incense sticks burning around. While a trickle of hot yellow tinged water runs beneath a pathway into the temple built upon wooden slits. Okay. So listen very carefully. Here the yellow tint water is actually not referring to anything. They are just talking about a place which is between living and dead, something which represents between life and death. So just take the name of this place, which is Osorizon. Okay, this one, Osorizon, and note it down. We are talking about Osorizon here, between life and death. Just in case you get a question galti se, you need to know which paragraph you have to refer to. Thank you, Ria. Okay, fine. So third paragraph, moving quickly, quick note making करनी है जैसे कि आप actual exam में करते हो. Okay, just keep it that way. क्विक नोट मेकिंग करनी है, एवरी पैराग्राफ इज स्मॉल। तो जब पैराग्राफ स्मॉल होता है तब एक प्रॉब्लम और भी आती है हमें। द प्रॉब्लम विच वी स्टार्ट फेसिंग व्हेन द पैराग्राफ्स आर स्मॉल इज दैट वी कांट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट एग्जैक्टली वी नीड टू फिल्टर आउट। जब पैराग्राफ्स बड़े होते हैं देन इट्स वेरी इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड कि अच्छा ठीक है ये इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है। बट जब पैराग्राफ ही इतना छोटा है, लाइक द वन बिलो, द इफेक्ट इज वन ऑफ ह्यूमन, सो दिस इज सो स्मॉल, आप इससे फिल्टर क्या करोगे? तो लेट्स सी हाउ टू टैकल दैट। The effect is one of human endeavor, eking out a precarious compromise with something utterly alien and overpowering. Eking, we need to know the meaning of it. What is eking? Let's search it. Anyone who knows it can answer it before I see it. So eking means make an amount of supply of something which lasts longer by using or consuming it very very frugally, आराम से, देख कर, संभल कर. So it's an eking out of precarious compromise. What's precarious? Precarious stands for not securely held or in the position of, like dangerously likely to collapse, something which is gonna collapse. उस तरह का कॉम्प्रोमाइज की बात यहाँ हो रही है. अब ध्यान से समझो. When the first part of the sentence is not clear to you, that is the moment when you have to check for its supportive sentence. And where will you get the supportive sentence? Have a look over here. This the next part is Bodaiji. Bodaiji was here. We just had a talk about Bodaiji right here. So if we check Bodaiji, okay, Setu. So if we talk about Bodaiji, okay, look, here we are talking about Bodaiji. I'll just scroll down and show you. And here also we are talking about Bodaiji. So try to make some connection. Bodaiji was the Buddhist temple complex. So why not let me go and write it over here. So I just did not mention this. So let me write about Bodaiji as well. Temple. Okay, just this much is enough for me to remember. Okay, now I'll go back and check. Bodaiji has been here in one form or another for most of the past 1200 years, and yet it feels temporary, just it is like it is just visiting. That means it shows what? This is the example for this one. What kind of an example? At the first we are saying कि human endeavor कैसा है, जो कि हर एक चीज को काफी अच्छे से ध्यान से हम लोग करते हैं. ओके, एंड एट द सेम टाइम वी आर गिविंग एन एग्जाम्पल कि चाहे हम कितना भी ध्यान लगा लें, कुछ भी अच्छे से रख ले, अच्छे से उसे स्पेंड करे ताकि वो खत्म ना हो, बट स्टिल व्हाट हैपेंस, but still it will go away one day or the other. And the example is Bodaiji, that though it is 1200 years old, but still it feels like it's temporary. So what is the takeaway from this paragraph? Life is temporary. Just ये आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, ये आपका इन्फ्लुएंस है, nothing to do anywhere over here. Okay, now let's go and check the next part. This place has had a powerful effect on the temple's acting chief priest Minami. Okay, just remember one part of the name, utna hi kafi hai. Okay, so we are talking about the priest here who's Minami. He had thought about death since he was young, wondering how such a thing could possibly exist in the world, and obsessed by the idea that though it had, see, this is very important, though he hadn't started himself, he nevertheless had to live with himself. तो इनका concept of thinking क्या था? The priest Minami's concept of thinking was, when I myself did not started my life, why am I supposed to live with this life? Like, see, we say that we are responsible for our actions, right? If I say you that yesterday you were partying and that was the reason today you were not able to do a particular task on time, then you will say that okay, I am responsible for my consequences. But what if we are talking about this life which we have? We did not wanted this life. This life is given to us by someone else. So when we have not started ourselves, why are we living? Why are we, forced to live with our life? That's the concept on which Minami is talking about. So this is one of the most essential passages of our particular what should I say, RC. Okay, let's say yesterday we are doing puzzles. Hey, yesterday we are doing puzzles. Yesterday or tomorrow we are doing puzzles. Or yesterday we were doing puzzles. What was your question, Michael? Okay. रिया मतलब ये वाला सही था मेरा. Okay, fine. So over here, look, he discovered the dead as what he calls a very real presence. So he in term is calling the dead people as what? He is calling them as the real presence. They really exist. He tells me. Me means the author. Here me means the author, okay? As we speak inside one of the temple buildings, just as powerfully as this table, sometimes even more so, it's completely different from them in existing in memories. Oh, there's a comparison. Completely different from them existing in memories. तो वो सिर्फ memories पे exist नहीं करते, वो real life में भी हमारे around present है. And that is something which is been mentioned here. समझ में आ रही है बात? Okay, so that is the most important paragraph I can say for this. So what will we take from here? क्या अंडरस्टैंडिंग मिली आपको इस पैसेज से? इमेजिन दिस इज अ सिंपल क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग क्वेश्चन फॉर यू पीपल. Just imagine that it's a simple critical reasoning question and you have this much as your paragraph. That's all. So what will you do with that? What will you do with that? You will get to know, we talked about the priest. So let me take the note as priest. What is the name of the priest? Minami. नाम जानना क्यों जरूरी है? क्योंकि क्वेश्चन में डायरेक्टली मिनामी पूछ दे तो आप कंफ्यूज ना हो जाओ. प्रीस्ट मिनामी का क्या लाइफ के लिए क्या थॉट्स है? When we do not started, okay, when we do not start our life, why are we living it? Okay, this is one important takeaway from the passage, and the other takeaway from the passage is a very real presence, okay, of the dead. So dead are really present, okay, and also apart from memories, like not just in memories but in real existence as well. And see, this is my running handwriting, a really bad one, and I want you people to do the same in the exam as well. आपको समझ में आ जाए इतना काफी है. Okay, that's how you're supposed to make notes in the exam. Now moving back to my passage. In the passage we come to our second last paragraph. So now we come down to some interesting part. Okay, if you read it. In the wake of March 2011, the dead played all sorts of role in bringing comfort to the living. Dead played all sorts of role in bringing comfort to the living. Dead living को comfort कैसे provide कर रहे हैं? Just please understand it. The dead people are providing comfort to the living people. कैसे? That's been mentioned in the next part. In some quarters, sighting of the loved ones who had passed away were understood in terms of secular psychological theories of bereavement and grief. दुख, अलग होना किसी से is bereavement. Okay, so earlier in some quarters we used to consider that जो हमसे दूर चले गए, जो लोग अब हमारे बीच नहीं हैं, they were a part of our life just in the sense of the grief, the bereavement which we felt in their absence. That's all. But post bereavement hallucination, as they are known, involves a person seeing, hearing, feeling in the presence of someone who had just passed away. तो ये बहुत लोगों के साथ होता है. Fine. It is considered a natural and often perfectly healthy means of psychological self repair. ये एक तरह से उस लिविंग पर्सन के लिए सेल्फ रिपेयर है कि कम से कम उस इंसान को लगता है कि जो मेरे से दूर चला गया, एटलीस्ट दैट पर्सन इज स्टिल विथ मी इन सम वे और द अदर. ओके, सो दैट इज फॉर whom, a betterment for whom, जो हमें छोड़कर चले गए, और for the ones who are still alive. Of course, it is a comfort for the ones who are still alive, and that is the understanding of the first line. पूरे फर्स्ट लाइन का मतलब आपको कंसेक्यूटिव लाइंस में मिल रहा है. जस्ट चेक. फॉर एनीवन एनीवेयर बट स्पेशली इन द प्लेसेस लाइक टोहोकू. टोहोकू का एग्जाम्पल क्यों दिया गया है? वील चेक दैट. Where an aging population is often more at the home with spirits, than with the psychologists or psychiatrists. What does that mean? This means that, see, it happens with everyone that dead comforts the living people. So let me just take a point for the fifth paragraph, that dead comforts the living people, or living people, whatever, living, just okay. This is the first takeaway. Iska pura explanation we understood why and how. By showing their presence, they comfort us, that they are still with us in some way or the other. Now the next is the example of Tohoku. Tohoku, why? Because major population does this. Does this means what? Does this means is in the presence of the spirits. That means they feel कि हाँ भाई spirits हमारे around है. They feel this. Okay. Now quickly going back to the last paragraph. Elsewhere in Tohoku, an indigenous female shamanic tradition. सो दोज हु डोंट नो शैमानिक, चलो एक ऐसा अज्यूम करते हैं कि हमें ना शैमानिक का मतलब ही नहीं पता. अब अगर हमें शैमानिक का मतलब नहीं पता, सो आर वी able to find that out in this paragraph? Let's see that. So a female shamanic tradition is well over 1000 years old, offered help of another kind, whereas the festival of Obon is a celebration of the business successfully concluded. कौन सा business successfully concluded? The living and the dead doing right by one another in a reasonably settled relationship. Matlab, why are we celebrating Obon? We are celebrating Obon as a celebration of those people who died without informing, or very unexpectedly. Why? How did we understand this? If you read successfully concluded, means their lives were not successfully concluded, but to mark a successful conclusion for their lives, we celebrate this festival. Now there's an example. See, in a reasonably, one second, the 2011 tsunami created sudden ruptures. Very good, Riya. Natural causes. Okay, natural causes से मरने वाले लोग जो होते हैं, they are someone whom हमें पता होता है कि अब ये ज़्यादा दिन नहीं बचेंगे. But someone who is dying out of these unexpected things, like a tsunami created by sudden ruptures that were very hard to heal, there had rarely been time for any goodbyes. And in these circumstances, a shaman was able to help supply that missing piece of a relationship by calling up the spirit of a client's relative and speaking with his or her voice, reassuring them that the deceased is contentedly at rest, watching over their families from the other world. तो जिन्हें भी शामनिक का मतलब नहीं पता था, क्या उन्हें मतलब पता चल जाएगा? ऑफ कोर्स पता चल जाएगा. दैट्स द ब्यूटी ऑफ सच आरसीज. ओके, अगर वो आपको कुछ भी हट कर देते हैं ना वर्ड, सो बिलीव इन देम, दे विल सपोर्ट इट विद एन एग्जाम्पल और सो दैट यू अंडरस्टैंड इट. सो व्हाट्स द अंडरस्टैंडिंग हियर? दैट shaman is a person who does the soul calling. Okay, calls the soul and talks to the family members, or the one who summons the soul. Okay, that whatever you have to ask or you have to talk to, they can respond as if that person whom he is calling is talking. Okay, in that way. And ये ओबोन फेस्टिवल क्यों सेलिब्रेट हो रहा है? ताकि ऐसे लोग जो सुनामी में या इसी तरह किसी भी अनएक्सपेक्टेड वे से मारे गए, उन लोगों को जिन्हें हम गुड बाय भी नहीं बोल पाए थे, उनकी एक परफेक्ट कंक्लूजन, उन्हें एक परफेक्ट कंक्लूजन देने के लिए we can call the shamans and we can celebrate the festival of Obon. Okay. Yeah, tantric. Okay, Riya, that can be a possibility as well. Yes, हमने tantric पता नहीं. I used to, when I was small, I used to play like that. We used to keep coins and हम लोग ऐसे बातें करते थे कि हम लोग अभी बुला लेंगे किसी के soul को. That was all these things we used to do when we were small. So yes, what is the last important paragraphs takeaway? Obon festival, why is it celebrated? So इसका आंसर हमारे दिमाग में है, तो उसे हमें नोट्स में लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. ठीक है, Obon, why is it celebrated? एक point important है. दूसरा important point है about, let's go and check. Yeah, shamans. Okay, shamans, what do they do? That is important. Okay, and unexpected death. बस ये important है, unexpected deaths. Okay, so ये सारे takeaways हो गए. अब within 5 minutes we are going to conclude this. Okay. Yes. Okay. That I don't. Puja. What did you wanted to write, Shayan? I did not get that. Anyways. Now please quickly use your chat box and tell me what were your answer for the first question. I'm serious, huh? I literally want you people to give me the answers of the questions you took, and don't worry about whatever your answer was. Okay? Oja. Okay. I don't know what that is. Anyways, सबसे पहले देखते हैं चैट में कि who got the answer for the first one correct. So A, B, C, D. First question's answer. So the question says, what does the author imply by the line and yet it feels temporary just like it's visiting? तो ये temporary वाला part जो है ये हमने अपने notes में कहाँ रखा था? Third paragraph में. Life is temporary. If you can see this, I kept it right here. Life is temporary. So if I go back and check my first paragraph, I mean third paragraph, the third paragraph is right here where we are talking about the temporary behavior. So no one writing down the answers for the first option. सारे शर्मा गए हैं. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, हम भी कोई बात नहीं, हम ही बता देते हैं आंसर. Option A says the deposits of rubble and the rocky terrain lend a transitory appeal to the place. Transitory means something as of slow, or you can say gradual kind of thing. Okay, so B or C says Ria. Shayan B. Okay, Rupali B. That's better. Okay, so A answer nahi hai because that nowhere shows the temporary behavior. Okay, but when we come to option B, representing a compromise of living with the dead lends a transient quality to the place. Compromise. वेरी गुड सेतु. कॉम्प्रोमाइज वर्ड का कहीं पे यूज किया था ना हमने? बिल्कुल किया था. लेट्स गो बैक एंड चेक. हमने यहाँ पे कॉम्प्रोमाइज का वर्ड किया था, बिल्कुल यूज किया था, पर कहाँ किया था? अब देखो यही होता है, हम जब पैसेज में खोजने जाते हैं तो हमें मिलता नहीं है, बट अगर आप नोट मेकिंग करते हो तो आपको जरूर समझ में आ जाएगा कि थर्ड पैराग्राफ में मैम ने यहाँ लिखा है, थर्ड पैराग्राफ आपने भी यहीं पे लिखा है कि लाइफ इज टेम्पररी, तो आपकी पूरी फोकस सिर्फ थर्ड पैराग्राफ में होगी. तो जब आप थर्ड पैराग्राफ के अराउंड सर्च करोगे तो आपको कॉम्प्रोमाइज मिल जाएगा. कॉम्प्रोमाइज, टेम्पररी, आर दे मैचिंग with the questions option B? Yes, they are. So without a doubt, B is the correct answer. So we'll just note that down so that people who would just read from the PDFs, they will get to know the answer. नहीं, हम लोग नहीं करेंगे note down. चलो एक ऐसा काम करते हैं, कुछ आंसर्स नोट डाउन नहीं करते हैं. अब जिसे आंसर्स चाहिए होगा वो वीडियो देखेगा. हा. Why the sightings of the dead in the wake of March 2011 was considered as a natural, especially in the Tohoku? टोहोको में ये चीज स्पेशल क्यों थी? चलिए वंस अगेन लेट्स गो बैक टू द पैराग्राफ एंड से टोहोको के बारे में हमने कहाँ लिखा है? टोहोको के बारे में हमने लिखा है फिफ्थ पैराग्राफ में. इफ यू ऑब्जर्व दैट, मेजर पॉपुलेशन डज दिस. व्हाट डू दे डू? मतलब मेजर पॉपुलेशन की एक नॉर्मल बिहेवियर थी. वो नॉर्मल बिहेवियर क्या थी? दैट दे आर नोन फॉर द साइटिंग्स ऑफ द शैमनिक ट्रेडिशन. नहीं, शैमनिक्स के बारे में तो हमने नीचे में पढ़ा. yes, correct. That you are right, Aviraj. Okay, such post-bereavement hallucinations are a healthy means of psychological repair. Okay, so now see, post-bereavement hallucination is also not a part of Tohoku. If I come down, anyone answer of the second question? Its aging population is more comfortable with the idea of ghosts than with the psychiatrists. Last line, they will rather like to stay with the spirits than with the psychologists and psychiatrists. Is it my correct answer? Second one, option C. Do you agree? Yes, Setu Shayandeep mentioning the answer. Very good. Others, same. You people also? Okay. Very nice, Rupali and Ria. That's absolutely right. C is the correct answer for the second one. Now let's check the third one. Which of the following can be inferred about the Obon festival of passage? So Obon festival was the last paragraph, एंड वाई तो हमारे दिमाग में है, इट इज जस्ट टू सेलिब्रेट द डेथ ऑफ दोज विच वॉज अनएक्सपेक्टेड. सो लेट्स रीड एंड चेक. हमारे हेड में एक पर्टिकुलर फ्रेम्ड आइडिया होना चाहिए and our answer should revolve around that idea. So let's see. Its celebration was negatively impacted? Nah. It is a celebration of successful consummation of business and relationships. B or C? Setu says it's C. Others, for the next question, I mean Obon festival question, what do you think? What's the answer? Consummation of business and relationships is still not the correct thing. See, let's see. It's a celebration of deaths that weren't expected. Yes, हमने तो एकदम direct answer निकाल दिया. Very good, everyone. Congratulations, you people are doing really great. And I should tell you one thing for this, Riya Rupali, it's not B, it's C, okay? And yes, one thing I should tell you, if you people got around 2 to 3 answers correct also for this passage, you might call yourself at a better position. मतलब आप बोल सकते हो कि आप लोग की preparation सही direction में जा रही है, okay? Otherwise, if it's less than the number of 2, then you need to understand this कि कहीं ना कहीं आपको और थोड़ी preparation की ज़रूरत है, ठीक है? Hi Milind, good evening. Okay, now we'll move down to the fourth question. Refer to the portion where author talks about the help offered by the shamanic tradition in the aftermath of tsunami. Which of the following is a logical similar situation? अच्छा, तो actual situation क्या है? Actual situation है जहाँ shamanics what do they do? वो dead people की communication कराते हैं उनके existing relatives के साथ, correct? तो सेम रिलेशन सेम एग्जाम्पल हमें निकालनी है. ओके मैम, क्या करनी पड़ेगी? अच्छा, पार्टी करनी पड़ेगी, वो हम लोग कल डिसाइड करेंगे. ओके फाइन, हमारी तो होने वाली है ना मीटिंग, तो हम लोग कल डिसाइड करेंगे. ऑलराइट, सो ऑप्शन ए सेज अ रेस्क्यू टीम रिलेइंग एंड रीअश्योरिंग मैसेजेस ऑफ वेल बीइंग ऑफ सम चिल्ड्रन. ये गलत क्यों है, पता है किसी को? एनीवन हु नोज द आंसर ऑफ द फोर्थ वन, आप लोग आंसर कर सकते हो चैट बॉक्स में. आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग वन बाय वन, ओके? एंड आई नीड टू फिनिश दिस विद इन फ्यू मिनट्स. आई जल्दी जल्दी से वाइंड अप. मैंने 30 मिनट्स बोला था, आई एम ऑलरेडी एक्सीडिंग, ठीक है? तो what I'll do is, क्यों ये गलत है? Why is it wrong? The reason for this being wrong is well-being of children means a assurance that they are good and they will return back. ये assurance है. ओके सेतु, ठीक है, ये एश्योरेंस है कि बच्चे वापस ठीक से आ जाएंगे. तो क्या ये सेम एश्योरेंस शामनिक्स देते हैं कि जो मर गए वो वापस आ जाएंगे? नहीं ना. सो दैट्स व्हाई इट्स रॉन्ग. एन ऑफिशियल रिलेइंग assuring messages of a secret agent of unknown indefinite mission to his or her family. Again, his or her family को अगर कोई मैसेजेस आप पास कर रहे हो तो दैट मीन्स कि आप वापस आओगे. आप अगर वापस नहीं आओगे, मतलब अगर आप वापस आओगे ऐसे आप मैसेजेस पास कर रहे हो या आप ठीक हो ये बता रहे हो, तो ये कहीं ना कहीं मैच नहीं करता. वेरी गुड सेतु. ऑप्शन सी, यस रिया, ऑप्शन सी सेज अ फैमिली मेंबर मिमिकिंग द वॉइस. तो ये तो मिमिकिंग वाली बात ही गलत है. उसने कहा कि अपने वॉइस में वो बात करता है, तो दैट्स रॉन्ग अगेन. A hypnotist introducing a temporary dream-like state in a wife so that she can communicate with the husband who is dead. अरे यार, ये word dead पहले देख लेते तो इतना चेक ही नहीं करते, है ना? Got that? So mimic नहीं करना है यहाँ पे अविराज. The reason here is कि पैराग्राफ में लिखा था that the shamanics actually say in their own voice. Look at this. Where was it? With his or her own voice. Okay. So shamanics अपने voice में बोलते हैं, जो मर गए उनके voice में नहीं बोलते. वो पिक्चर में दिखाता है कि आवाज भारी हो गई है और किसी भारी आवाज में वो बात कर रहा है, तो इसका मतलब भूत आया है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है? Now question number 5. What can be concluded from the fourth paragraph? Go back to our notes. Fourth paragraph is talking about the priest Minami और कैसे priest Minami को लगता है कि dead are living around us और कैसे उनको लगता है कि लाइफ जब मैंने स्टार्ट की ही नहीं तो मैं इस लाइफ को जीऊं क्यों. ये सारी है पॉइंट्स. ओके या, तो वी विल क्विकली सी हमें कौन सी आइडिया मिलती है. Wow! The first option, isn't it? Very good, Riya. बहुत पहले आंसर कर दिया रिया. So this is my correct answer, no doubt. The reason being that is the पहले पैराग्राफ में सारे points लिखे हुए हैं. पहले option में I mean concept of death. When we did not started it, why are we living with it? Yes, he was obsessed with this idea. Correct. Setu, Rupali, perfect. You all are doing great. Now, moving to the next and the last question. Which of the following can be inferred from the passage? Tohoko is a superstitious place. Nai nai. The living at times makes efforts in the hope of comforting the dead. Say here. Our mind heals us in strange ways. No, the living at time a lot is still beyond the realms of humans knowledge. अगर ये beyond the realm of humans knowledge होता तो क्या इन सारी चीजों के बारे में priest को पता होता? मिनामी, क्या वो human नहीं है? Eliminate this as well and we get the answer. The living at times make efforts in the hope of comforting the dead. Example, name the festival. Name the festival which is an example of this thing. जहाँ पर living people try to comfort the dead people in Tohoku. The name of the festival is, anyone in the chat? ओबोन फेस्टिवल. ओबोन फेस्टिवल इज एन एग्जाम्पल कैसे हम लोग जो लिविंग है ट्राई टू कंफर्ट द पीपल हु आर डेड बाय रिमेम्बरिंग देम. जैसे हम इंडियंस श्राद्ध करते हैं फॉर द वंस हु आर डेड, वैसे ही वो लोग ओबोन फेस्टिवल सेलिब्रेट करते हैं. So that actually led us to the end of this passage. रिया चेंज हो गया मेरा स्कोर यहाँ पे 5 out of 6. मैंने बहुत अच्छा एक्सप्लेन किया है. दैट मीन्स रिया, ठीक है, 2 से 5 का जंप जो था that is because of Priyasha ma'am. So thank me. All right, guys. So this was all about it. Okay. So I have completed the passage, explained you this one. So I'll be coming live again on next Tuesday, 4 p.m. I'll send you and share the passages with you. Okay. But जैसे कि हर session में रहता है मेरा last question. Here also, how was the session? And if you like that, then जाने से पहले like भी कर देना, comment भी कर देना, and सबसे important share भी कर देना. Okay. All right. Share kar dena, that is more important. And with this, I thank you so much for joining this session. Thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next session. Bye-bye. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much, Riya. Thanks a lot. Thank you for wishing me the birthday in advance. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care. Thank you so much. See you in the next session. Ta-da. Bye-bye.